शङ्गाय च शङ्गाय च शङ्गाय शङ्गाय च पशुपतये पशुपतये च शङ्गाय शङ्गाय च पशुपतये च पशुपतये पशुपतये च पशुपतये च पशुपतये च पशुपतये च पशुपतये च पशुपतये पशुपतये च नमो नमश्च पशुपतये पशुपतये च नमः पशुपतय इति पशुपतये च नमो नमश्च च नम उग्रायोग्राय नमश्च च नम उग्राय नम उग्रायोग्राय नमो नम उग्राय च चोग्राय नमो नम उग्राय च उग्राय च चोग्रायोग्राय च भीमाय भीमाय चोग्रायोग्राय च भीमाय च भीमाय भीमाय च भीमाय च भीमाय च भीमाय च भीमाय च भीमाय भीमाय च नमो नमश्च भीमाय भीमाय च नमः च नमो नमश्च च नमो अग्रे वधाय नमश्च च नमो अग्रे वधाय नमो अग्रे वधाय नमो नमो अग्रे वधाय च चाग्रे वधाय नमो नमो अग्रे वधाय च अग्रे वधाय च चाग्रे वधाय अग्रे वधाय च दूरे वधाय च अग्रे वधाय अग्रे वधाय च दूरे वधाय अग्रे वधायेत्यग्रे वधाय च दूरे 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 वधाय च नमो नमश्च दूरे वधाय च नमः दूरे वधायेति दूरे वधाय च नमो नमश्च च नमो हन्त्रे हन्त्रे नमश्च च नमो हन्त्रे नमो हन्त्रे हन्त्रे नमो नमो हन्त्रे च हन्त्रे नमो नमो हन्त्रे च हन्त्रे च हन्त्रे हन्त्रे च हनीयसे हनीयसे च हन्त्रे हन्त्रे च हनीयसे च हनीयसे हनीयसे च हनीयसे च हनीयसे च हनीयसे च हनीयसे च हनीयसे हनीयसे च नमो नमश्च हनीयसे हनीयसे च नमः च नमो नमश्च च नमो वृक्षेभ्यो वृक्षेभ्यो नमश्च च नमो वृक्षेभ्यः नमो वृक्षेभ्यो वृक्षेभ्यो नमो नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यो 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 नमो नमो हरिकेशेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यो नमस्ताराय ताराय नमो हरिकेशेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यो नमस्ताराय हरिकेशेभ्य इति हरिकेशेभ्यः नमस्ताराय ताराय नमो नमस्ताराय नमो नमस्ताराय नमो नमस्ताराय नमः ताराय नमो नमस्ताराय ताराय नमः शम्भवे नमस्ताराय ताराय नमः शम्भवे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः अत्रिणात्वा कृमे हन्मि कण्वेन जमदग्निना विश्वावसोर्ब्रह्मणा हतः कृमीणागुं राजा अप्येषा गुस्थपतिर्हतः अथो माताथो पिता अथो स्थूरा अथो क्षुद्राः अथो कृष्णा अथो श्वेताः अथो आशातिका हताः श्वेताभिः सह सर्वे हताः आहरावद्य श्रुतस्य हविषो यथा तत्सत्यम् यदमुय्यमस्य जम्भयोः आदधामि तथा हि तत् खण्ड्रन्मृषे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम्
न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
विनायका 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 विश्वधारा विनायका विश्वधारा विनायका कृष्णा कल्याण कृष्णा कमनीय कृष्णा कल्याण कृष्णा कमनीय कृष्णा कल्याण कृष्णा कमनीय कृष्णा
जय जय शंकरी जय परमेश्वरी शङ्करी जय परमेश्वरी
जय जय शङ्करी जय परमेश्वरी
जय शिव शङ्करी मा
जय शिव शङ्करी मा
जय शिव शङ्करी मा
जय शिव शङ्करी मा
जय विश्वेश्वरी जय सर्वेश्वरी
जय विश्वेश्वरी जय सर्वेश्वरी
जय विश्वेश्वरी जय सर्वेश्वरी
जय विश्वेश्वरी जय सर्वेश्वरी
विभूति सुन्दरी मा
विभूति सुन्दरी मा
विभूति सुन्दरी मा
विभूति सुन्दरी मा
जय मा जय मा
जय मा जय मा
जय मा जय मा
जय मा
परति पुरीश्वरी मा
पुरीश्वरी मा
परति पुरीश्वरी मा
पुरीश्वरी मा
विभूति सुन्दरी मा
विभूति सुन्दरी मा
विभूति सुन्दरी मा
विभूति सुन्दरी मा
जय जय शङ्करी जय परमेश्वरी
जय जय शङ्करी जय परमेश्वरी
जय शिव शङ्करी मा
जय शिव शङ्करी मा
जय विश्वेश्वरी जय सर्वेश्वरी
जय विश्वेश्वरी जय सर्वेश्वरी
विभूति सुन्दरी मा
विभूति सुन्दरी मा
जय मा जय मा
जय मा जय मा
पुट्टपर्ति पुरीश्वरी मा
पुरीश्वरी मा
विभूति सुन्दरी मा
विभूति सुन्दरी मा
विभूति सुन्दरी मा
विभूति सुन्दरी मा
जय जय
शङ्करी जय परमेश्वरी बन्दार मालधर जय गौरी शङ्करा 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 हर हरा पाहि त्रिनेत्रा हर हरा पाहि त्रिनेत्रा हर हरा पाहि त्रिनेत्रा हर हरा सत्य साई शंकरा
सत्य धर्म शांति प्रेम सत्य साई शंकरा
सत्य धर्म शांति प्रेम सत्य साई शंकरा
सत्य धर्म शांति प्रेम सत्य साई शंकरा
दार मालधर जय गौरी शंकरा
दार मालधर जय गौरी शंकरा
हरा पाहि त्रिनेत्रा
पाहि त्रिनेत्रा
गंगाधर बिंबाधर चंद्रमौली शंकरा
गंगाधर बिंबाधर चंद्रमौली शंकरा
दार मालधर जय गौरी शंकरा वामदेव महादेव शिव 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 शंकरा सत्य धर्म शांति प्रेम सत्य साई शंकरा
सत्य धर्म शांति प्रेम सत्य साई शंकरा
सत्य धर्म शांति प्रेम सत्य साई शंकरा
सत्य धर्म शांति प्रेम सत्य साई शंकरा
दार मालधर जय गौरी शंकरा
हे निराकारी अल्लाह हे अवतारी प्रभुरा
निराकारी अल्लाह हे अवतारी प्रभुरा
निराकारी अल्लाह हे अवतारी प्रभुरा
निराकारी अल्लाह हे अवतारी भजो रामं भजो रघुरामं भजो रामं भजो रघुरामं भजो रामं भजो रघुरामं भजो रघुकुल तिलकं रामं भजो रघुकुल तिलकं रामं भजो रघुकुल तिलकं रामं भजो रघुकुल तिलकं रामं भजो रामं भजो रघुरामं भजो रामं भजो रघुरामं भजो दशरथ नन्दन रामं भजो दशरथ नन्दन रामं भजो दशरथ नन्दन रामं भजो दशरथ नन्दन रामं भजो दशमुखमर्दन रामं भजो दशमुखमर्दन रामं भजो दशमुखमर्दन रामं भजो दशमुखमर्दन रामं भजो रामं भजो रघुरामं भजो रामं भजो रघुरामं भजो रघुकुल तिलकं रामं भजो रघुकुल तिलकं रामं भजो रामं भजो रघुरामं भजो रामं भजो रघुरामं भजो दशरथ नन्दन रामं भजो दशरथ नन्दन रामं भजो दशमुखमर्दन रामं भजो दशमुखमर्दन रामं भजो दशमुखमर्दन रामं भजो दशमुखमर्दन रामं भजो रामं भजो रघुरामं भजो रासविलोलानन्दलाला 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 राधा माधव नन्दलाला राधा माधव नन्दलाला राधा माधव नन्दलाला राधा माधव नन्दलाला रासविलोलानन्दलाला रासविलोलानन्दलाला नन्दकिशोरानन्दलाला 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 नवनीत चोरानन्दलाला नवनीत चोरानन्दलाला हे नवनीत चोरानन्दलाला हे नवनीत चोरानन्दलाला रासविलोलानन्दलाला रासविलोलानन्दलाला राधा माधव नन्दलाला राधा माधव नन्दलाला रासविलोलानन्दलाला रासविलोलानन्दलाला नन्दकिशोरानन्दलाला नन्दकिशोरानन्दलाला नवनीत चोरानन्दलाला नवनीत चोरानन्दलाला हे नवनीत चोरानन्दलाला हे नवनीत चोरानन्दलाला नन्दलाला साई नन्दलाला लाला साई नन्दलाला नन्दलाला साई नन्दलाला नन्दलाला साई नन्दलाला नन्दलाला साई नन्दलाला नन्दलाला साई नन्दलाला रासविलोलानन्दलाला बोलो नारायणा जय जय विठ्ठला बोलो नारायणा जय जय विठ्ठला बोलो नारायणा जय जय विठ्ठला बोलो नारायणा विठ्ठला
श्रीरंग विठ्ठला साई रंग विठ्ठला
श्रीरंग विठ्ठला साई रंग विठ्ठला बोलो नारायणा जय जय विठ्ठला
राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की
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 अंजनी पुत्र बल भीमा आंजनेय बल भीमा
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 बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा
बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा
बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा
बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा
वायु कुमार बल भीमा वानर वीर 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 बल भीमा
बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा
बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा
बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा
बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा
वर्ति पुरुष साई रामा पावन पुरुष साई रामा
पुरुष साई रामा पावन पुरुष साई रामा
वर्ति पुरुष साई रामा पावन पुरुष साई रामा
पुरुष साई रामा पावन पुरुष साई रामा
साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई रामा
साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई रामा
साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई रामा
साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई रामा
राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की
राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की
अंजनी पुत्र बल भीमा आंजनेय बल भीमा
पुत्र बल भीमा आंजनेय बल भीमा
बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा
बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा
वायु कुमार बल भीमा साई राम साई राम साई रामा
साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई रामा
साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई रामा
साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई रामा
राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की
श्री साईश्वरं सुन्दररूपं कनकाम्बरधरं करुणामूर्तिं सर्वजनप्रिय प्रेमस्वरूपं पुटपर्तीश्वर सत्यनारायणं
Om Shri Sai Ram. Respected elders and my dear brothers and sisters. A very warm welcome to all of you on this sunny, bright day of January 23rd. We have a lot of memories of Samarpan. Samarpan started in May 2011, and we are very happy to say that today we will be doing the physical, or we call the phygital Samarpan, which will be the 141st edition. I would like to thank Swami for it. But most importantly, boys who are seated here, I want to tell you that I was one amongst like you. I came here and joined the college here in 1988. So exactly 34 years ago. Our speaker today was a student here during the period 1979-80, 81. So we all belong to where we come from or where we study. So I would like to tell our boys today that where we start is very important. Our college, our school life, our parents is very important. And our devotee today, Chandrasekar sir, will take us through a journey which I want you to remember, and it will be memorable in all your lives. The common point is they were all Balvika students as a family. You will be surprised and pleased to note that he himself has done Balvikas. I have done Balvikas. I presume you would have also done. His elder brother is a Supreme Court judge now. He also has done Balvikas. His daughter got recently married. She has also done Balvikas. So I want to emphasize where we start, Balvikas, the values, the routine, the college curriculum which we do. Another interesting thing about Sir's life was all the wonderful bhajans which we listen from Sundaram. You can say he is the Sutradhar. There was an incident which you will hear in his talk that, today everything is digitized. So I don't think you will understand what is a spool, what is a DOS, or what is a MAT file. But Sir was asked, that if you have all the 57 editions of a MAT file or a MAT file, then we can digitize and record it. He had no clue. We prayed to Bhagwan and the solution came. And I think you should wait for the talk to listen to. Another important aspect was he met with a very serious life-threatening accident. He will narrate in his talk. Medically, it's still a miracle that he can see. And when our parents tell us, we don't realize. But when we become parents and we tell our children, when they don't realize, we realize life is a full circle. So without taking much of time, I pray to Bhagwan Baba, as we begin this 141st edition of Samarpan, let the new year bring more joys and memories. And we hope this Samarpan and all our lives is an offering at the lotus feet of Bhagwan. Jai Sai Ram.
Sri Sai
Sai Ram to all of you. As brother said, we start once again the Samarpan after 2 years. And the responsibility that I have now, being the first speaker, and I know actually I'm an associate professor of philosophy in Chennai, so I know the mentality of the students to sit for a 1 hour class. Of course, there's not going to be a class. I'll assure that. One more thing, this is about lived experience and also living, I can say, because as brother mentioned one particular incident that happened in 2014. It's not that I'm going to talk of what happened in 1970 or 80 or, of course I'm going to tell that as an introduction. But Swami has been living, guiding and guarding us. In fact, when the poster came, I didn't have any individual photo. I had only one, but that was lost. That was in 1917 when I came here. I had an individual photo with Swami, but I don't have it right now. So I told the organizer, Prashant, that somebody was speaking to me. I had only photos where I was with Swami with the group, Bhajan group. But the only one photo that I had was as a Balvika student. Way back in 1975 or 76, Swami gave a prize to me for storytelling. So that is the only photo that I have individually. So otherwise it will be in the group only, with the Bhajan group. But one thing, the memory cannot be erased. And when certain things happen now, I'm telling it for the people who have come to the fold recently, you will realize it, because I realize it. What Swami did, what Swami said, I have not understood then. But I understood it much, much, much later. So, in this talk, apart from telling my experiences, I also want to convey what I have taken and what you can take, because as a teacher of philosophy, I can tell you, understanding can be different. I can understand a particular thing in one way. You can understand the same thing in a different way. That's what we call it in our philosophical terms, hermeneutics. But the lesson will be there for each one of us. So kindly go through that. And first thing I want to do that is, just said, the fourth instance I want to tell and what learning Swami gave through that. Because one thing I'll tell you, Swami talks a lot of philosophy. As a student of philosophy, I've learned many things. But more than that, more than his discourses, you can see what Swami says as a simple lines. You all know, help ever, hurt never, greatest philosophical thought, love all, serve all. But apart from that, his day-to-day activity, I can tell you one incident right away. When Swami performed my Upanayam in 1985 in Prashanthi Nilayam interview room, you all know that interview room is a very small place. So my family, that time my brothers were not married. So two brothers, myself, father, mother. My sister was married, sister and sister husband, and she had two children. Two of them studied in Swami Institution, both of them. One studied MBA, I don't know whether he stays in Bangalore, I don't know whether he has come today, Hariharan Ramane. He was studying 6th or 7th at that time, and his brother Venkatraman, he studied here, BCom. At that time, before Swami performed the Upanayam, Swami was, this place is a bit stuffy, no? Do you require a fan? You know, when Swami asked, only I think my sister or somebody got up to put the switch on. Swami said, no, don't, sit down. You are my guest. I am your host. So I should do it, he said. And he walked to the switchboard and he put on the switch. Isn't this a teaching for all of us? Forget about his philosophical thoughts. This particular living by example, that's what he said, living by example. This is one thing. And one more thing is, sometime I came to know much, much later, in 2014 or something like that only. Earlier times in 1970s or so, my father used to come to Brindavan. At that time there was the Sairam shed, not this Sairam shawl, the Sairam shed under a banyan tree. My father and mother both had come from Bangalore. They had stayed in Bangalore, they came here, they got down from the bus. After getting down, my father realized that his purse had been picked. He had no money because somebody took away the purse. Now, he did not know what to do. He did not tell my mother. Mother had come for darshan and father is waiting and Swami is coming at that time. So my father stood near that place, that corner. There was another Sevadar, Bangalore Sevadar, whom my father knows. But, Swami has told very clearly that there should not be any money transaction between organization members. So my father was reluctant to ask anybody. He's standing, but he was thinking how to go back to Madras. Swami came. After darshan, he came straight to my father. He stood there in front of my father. He has looked at my father, looked at the other Sevadar who was standing next to him, kept looking at both of them alternatively. He did not utter a word. After a few minutes, he just walked back. That other Sevadal has asked father, "Sir, what is it? Why did Swami come?" But did not say anything. Then my father said, "Look, I am in a dilemma now. Perhaps Swami knew about it. He has not spoken about it. But this is my problem." Immediately that man gave the money from my father to go back to Madras. Now here, what I want to mention is, Swami has told money, no money transaction. So he did not ask that man to give money to my father, but ensured that my father got the money. He ensured that my father got the money to get back to Madras. So, previous day, Swami had instructed the state president, you should not allow anybody. It so happened that Sri Kasturgara had come, not with Swami, he came before Swami had come to that Abbotsbury Kalyana Mandapam. So my father didn't know. He knows that Kasturgara has come, but he said, "Sorry, I can't allow you because you didn't have a badge." This is what has happened. I think Sri Kasturgara had mentioned in one book. He has not mentioned my father's name, but he has mentioned this incident. So Kasturgara is standing next to my father. Swami had come. Always he plays, no? You know what is it? "Oh, unna ulla vadalaya," in Tamil. That is, "Oh, you have not been allowed inside." He said that he did not tell anything to my father. Why you did not allow? He could have told, as a person for whom we all are waiting, he could have allow him. He did not say that. You know what he did? He went towards the state president and called him, "Look, I told you not to allow anybody without badge, but Kasturi is standing there, allow him alone." Is it necessary for Swami to do that? The same thing happened as the chancellor. I think Professor Ravi Kumar and others will be able to tell. As a chancellor, he could have taken many decisions, but he never interfered in the administration of the university. So that is his teaching to all of us. And one more thing is, this host, I said, I mentioned it before itself. One more thing is about communication, the word communication. In 1993, Swami gave an interview here in Tri Brindavan to the whole group, a boys group. Out of the blue, he used to call me Tabla. So I said, "Hey Tabla, come on, give me the meaning of the word communication." I did not know what to say, because what communication, why Swami asked, I did not know. Of course, I'll come to that. I did not know what to say. So I said, "Swami, best way to Swami is, whenever you ask, you don't know, it's the best. Swami, in English, sir, you please tell." And he said, "Look, communication is a message transmitted by one person to the another person. That is communication. It is not broadcast. All India Radio broadcast. Somebody somewhere broadcast something, the whole world hears that. Your communication should not be like that. You are communicating to X, only that person should know," he said. Of course, then he said, "It's not like what you do when you play tabla." I really did not know what I was doing. He said, during tabla in Sundaram, while playing tabla during Bhajans, what do you do? You keep talking to the boys around. I said, "Swami, I used to ask Shruti." He said, "Can't you plan? You people plan, you have your practice sessions, right? Can't you plan ahead? Can't you identify who is to sing, what bhajan is going to sing? The Shruti, make 2 copies. One for the harmonium, one for the tabla." Prior to that, we were not doing that. And when Swami was physically there, we used to be very, very disciplined. But during Thursday bhajans, Sunday bhajans, we were just doing like that. This Swami mentioned. And he said, that is not communication because lot of other devotees are getting distracted by what you're doing. You should not distract. Everybody is coming for me, for the bhajan. So don't distract. Here, the lesson that I want to mention is, if you see the earlier days, Nagar Sankirtans, especially I remember with Sundaram days, both Mahila group and Gents group, we used to go separate. They used to sing separately, we used to sing separately. But when we come back for the Aarti, we'll sing together. Like in a bhajan session. Otherwise, they'll be going separately, we'll be going separately. When we come back, because Swami used to come to the lotus in the Sundaram, there's a lotus from where Swami used to give the darshan after Nagar Bhajan. You must see that video. If you happen to see it, it's available in Radius also. You can see in the net also. While the bhajan is going on, or you might have seen here also, Swami has just pushed the footstool, little. The singer will understand that is the time for Aarati. Nobody else will know. Only the singer will know the indication. Similarly, there, Swami should just shake his head just a bit. Or Devanathan, who is now in Bangalore, he will immediately, whichever line he's saying, he'll stop and start the Aarati. That is the communication that Swami is giving. Nobody else will know. They'll be wondering why suddenly boys have started singing Aarati, they'll wonder. But the communication would have been given by Swami to that boy, to the singer. It happens here also. It happens here also. When I have played here, I've noticed when Swami is sitting in the bhajan, towards, it may be during the bhajan or after the bhajan, he'll just push the footstool little bit. You will know that it's the end. That is communication. This is what Swami is trying to tell. And now coming to this photo, this was given to my sister in 1972 when Swami started the summer course, first summer course, 1972. And you know how? There's no lesson in this. Just I thought I'll just share it with you. Hariharan's mother. There were 80 students, girl students at that time. Swami had, after the valedictory function, Swami had spoken to the girl students separately, boy students separately. And to the girl student, after speaking, he was asking about the place and things like that and said, I'll give you my address. And that's the card that is given. It's a photograph created by Swami. He has asked how many of you are there. 80 they had mentioned. And one stroke, one wave of hand, Swami brought 80 cards. One of them is there, still with Hariharan's mother. She has it even now. So this is just where you can see Swami's address, including pin code. Andhra Pradesh, Anantapur district, like that. So there's one thing that we have. And one more thing I want to mention is go to the, yeah. This is the Aksharabhyasam that Swami did for me in 1970. Of course, Swami had done the Aksharabhyasam for Hariharan later and also for my brother's daughter. They mentioned the Supreme Court judge. His daughter, she is also married now. Swami did Aksharabhyasam for her also. But in this case, Swami held my hand. At that time, Swami used to hold the hand and do the Aksharabhyasam. And one more thing is, my father was selected by Swami as the first Sevadal convener in Chennai. In fact, before the Sevadal was formed, my father had worked as an active worker. Following year, when Swami came, Swami said, we should start Sevadal. And the instruction given to the organization was that people under 40 and below should be taken. But my father had completed 40. So the organization said, though you have been active worker, you continue to be active worker because age criteria is there. So that time Swami used to come to one house in Alapet, Venkatimni's house. His sons were the trust members earlier also, Ishwar and Praveen. At that time, father was seated outside the house, and when Swami came for darshan, he has told my father, hey, Sevadal selection, go upstairs. In that house, upstairs only they had to have the meeting. But organization has been told about 40. So organization said, sorry, we can't allow. But there, when Swami is about to give the badges, he said, no, I told one person to come. He hasn't come. And he mentioned my father used to be very lean. He was a very good active worker. Last year he did very wonderful work. Immediately, whoever stopped my father, came running and took my father. And that's when Swami made my father the first Sevadal convener there. And of course, next one. This one that I had mentioned about this. This left one is the place when Swami was giving prize to me. Even there, I got only second prize at that time. In fact, that year, because those years, when Swami used to come, they used to conduct different competitions for Sevadals, pre-Sevadals and Balvikas. And that too, there Swami said, look, this place is very small, don't come near. This is one thing, even when I take Aarti anywhere, I will not go near. Because Swami mentioned that heat is there, so don't come near, he said. And these are things, earlier members who were with Swami, and every time when Swami used to come, Swami used to have lunch with the trust members, lunch with the Sevadals, lunch with the Balvikas and all. So we had that occasion, my father offering flower to Swami in one of the institutions, and 2 conferences, father was made to read the report. My father has never spoken on stage, but he was asked to speak. That's why you see, we were trembling like that. And in one of the things, first one, there was no podium also. Second one, at least there was a podium, but Swami made him speak like that. And of course, this one photo, it's a very, very rare photo. It is in the mandir, prior to the mandir that we have right now. The back side of the mandir, some of the old-time devotees will remember, where Swami was, my father was doing duty, and Swami suddenly came towards the rear side. And there's a picture of my brother's Upanayam here, not here, here in Brindavan, the old bungalow. Why I mentioned this is, at that time, Swami had mentioned the date in which he will perform the Upanayam. So our family, my grandparents, my uncle, all of them came. And all of them could be seated there inside, and Swami to perform the Upanayam, and taught the Gayatri Mantra, and created a thread and put it across them. But why I'm saying this is, after that, okay, this is not required. For me, it was in 1980, when I was a student here, my parents had come to see me. So the then warden allowed us to stand in that corner side of the hostel to talk to Swami. So we were standing, and when Swami came out, my father asked Swami, you must do Upanayam just like you did for my elder sons. Swami said, Tappaga, I'll do it definitely. I will send letter, he said. But this is in 1980. After which I left these portals and went back to Chennai. But then I said, look, if Swami said he will do it, I'll wait. But in 85, when I was doing MA only, again, Swami, we asked, and then Swami did the Upanayam. But the learning that I had is that after the performance of the thread and all, Swami, at that time, here you can see Swami, in the previous photo, you can see Swami putting thread on my brother's shoulder. But for me, he made my parents hold it, and Swami put it on me. But for my take, I didn't have the photo. In fact, this picture, we did not plan for a camera at that time. But there was another family who had a camera. They had come from Bombay. They gave it. But Hariharan's father brought a camera for my Upanayam. But unfortunately, we could not do it because we thought that Swami will not perform Upanayam on a Tuesday, that evening. My Upanayam took place on a Tuesday evening, 5 o'clock. So camera was in the room, so I don't have a picture. But Swami made my father and mother to hold and put it, and then created a dollar and told, look, have this dollar with you. I will always be with you. And one more thing he said was, he taught the Gayatri Mantra, explained the meaning, and then said, this mantra can be chanted any time of the day. Of course, people say morning, Sandhya Kalam, Madhyanam and all, but then you can chant this Gayatri Mantra anytime. And gave me example. If you chant as soon as you wake up, it is like saying good morning to Gayatri Devi. If you chant while doing snanam, taking bath, it's like doing abhishekam to Gayatri. If you chant before eating, it's like prasadam. Like that he said. What the lesson I thought was, That time I did not know. That time, my thing was, okay, Swami gave dollar to me, which he did not give to my brothers, that's all. But one lesson that I learned, two lessons I learned. One is this. After studying philosophy, I came across one particular Tamil Siddha called Tirumular. He mentions one line, Ullam Perung Kadavul, Oonadambu Alayam. That is, your Ullam, that's your indweller, is God, and your body is the temple. This is the lesson. When you chant Gayatri mantra while eating or while taking bath, it is like you are taking your body as the temple and God as the resident. That is, we have the self, as philosophers talk of the indweller self. That is God. This is the lesson. This is one lesson. Another lesson is, when he said, Swami said, I'm there, I'll be there always with you. I didn't realize. But this Swami said in 1985. But I was only happy that Swami did all these things, that's all. This particular thing about Swami being with me, I forgot. But 2001, I met with a major accident. While after my Tamil University program here, after Bhajan, we were going back, I was driving and total damage. My mother passed away on the spot. I had multiple injuries. In fact, this eye got closed completely because of a nerve problem. I have a plate in my right leg. I had a fracture in my left hand. But after 7 months of treatment hospitals, I came back home. And one day, Dr. Mohan Kumarish in our Bhajan group, he was in the Bhajan group, I think he's in Bangalore right now. He's a cancer specialist, so he suggested one neuro physician to check me. When that physician came, the scan reports were very bad because there was a lot of congestion, a lot of liquid there because of the idea, hit and run. So he said, why don't you take a scan now? And he asked me 3 questions. Are you able to see? How is your vision? I said, my vision is fine. Only thing, my eye is closed, but if I want to see, I can just have to open. If I open, I can see. And how is your smelling? I said, smelling is good. Anything, whatever is being cooked, I'm able to smell even when I'm outside. I don't have to go to the kitchen. Even from here, I can see devotee. He is a Christian who is a very good physiotherapist. I just asked him, look, this doctor came and told me like this. Then he said, the 3 nerves, olfactory, olfactory, optical, and third nerve going together here, this side. That's why I got hurt. He says, if it gets hurt, all 3 should get hurt, not one. And if all 3 gets hurt, you can't have your vision. You can have your smelling. Your eyes will be closed. But the best part is, the third nerve which controls the eyelid, it may regenerate or may not. If it regenerates, fine. If not, doesn't matter. You can always open it, read, close back. But if optical nerve is hurt, you cannot see for lifetime from that eye. But if this eye is removed and implanted for a blind person who has a nerve intact, he can see. So this is one thing. When I say, how do you know? I say, I see. It's not enough if you see. There should be this nerve taking the information to the brain. This is what Swami told when he mentioned about communication. He said, he gave me a beautiful example at the time. Look, an ant bites you at the toe. Nobody knows that an ant is biting you. They will only know that you are pushing the ant away. But what happens? The message that ant is biting goes through the nerves to your brain. Brain sends a message to the hand to remove the ant. Does anyone know? Does the others know? Only you know about it. That is communication, sir. In that way, here, this nerve has to be there for me to see. The same eye, if donated to a blind man, he can see. Nose, it will be there. I can breathe, but I cannot have smelling because that will not regenerate. But this alone may regenerate. And after saying that, that physiotherapist said, in all these things, one thing remember, a divine power has saved you. But he said, don't ask me about what happened to your mother. Why your mother was not saved, don't ask me. But in your case, a power has saved you, he said. Now I realize that word that Swami said, I will be with you always. Because after 7 months, when I was about to be discharged from hospital, that time I knew that I didn't have the dollar with me. I thought, okay, because of that when I met with the accident. Then I asked them, they said on the accident there's a lot of blood and during operation you cannot have anything like that or there's dollars and things like that. So they removed it, they gave it back. That is when I remembered what Swami said. So this is one thing. So what Swami tells, of course Swami is physically not there now. But that also I tell you what has happened in my life, which was mentioned partly by the person who introduced me. And one more thing is, 1979, those days, Swami used to pick up the newcomers, I think Ravi Kumar Sanandal will know, for breakfast or lunch or dinner with Swami, and also have photographs. Individual photographs, I said I don't have it, but I had the privileged opportunity to have lunch with Swami in the bungalow with Swami and myself alone. At that time, Swami was talking to me about my family and all, about what my brothers were doing, what my father was doing and all. But suddenly out of the blue, he asked me, can you understand Telugu? It was not required at all. But he just asked. I said, I can understand a bit, little here. Then how come? You have been in Madras, how do you understand? I said, till 10th standard, I studied in 2 schools which had Telugu medium students, because of which announcements will be made in English, Tamil and Telugu. Having heard the Telugu for 10 years, some phrases, some words here and there I got sunk and I can understand bit and make out the meaning, a common meaning like that. Then he asked me, can you understand when I give discourse? I said, koncham, little. Koncham podo. Yes, little is enough, he said. That's all. After that, there is nothing. Swami did not talk to me about it after that. Even when Swami came to Chennai, he did not talk. 2010, the then state president, Sri Ramani, he asked me, after every bhajan, we used to have a reading of the thought for the day. From Swami's speaks, Sathya Sai speaks or something like that, just a small para, we'll read it and then translate it in Tamil and we'll read it. So Ramani sir asked me, Chandra, why, since you are doing this, and now the technology has gone so very well now, why don't you take a discourse and get a clip, a small clip, and play it, and then read only Tamil. We will discuss, Swami will be telling in Telugu, and translation will be there in English. I said, it's a good idea, but I have my doubts, because I should understand the Telugu first, so that I'll know where to cut, and I should have the ability to do the editing. Then he said, his son is a very good engineer, sound engineer. He comes to Prashant, some of you might be knowing Sai Shravanam. So he can take his help, he said. But I was a bit weary about it. I did not want to try my hand. For about a year, I was just dilly-dallying. Once he said, oh, Chandra, you don't want to do what I said. I said, okay, I'll try. I sat at home and listened to one discourse, thinking that I'll do some editing. When I was listening to Swami speak, I said, this is the place I can make the edit, cut. Because I understood that this where Swami is coming to end about that particular point. Because Swami will talk one point, then go to another point, from there, go to another, he will talk various things. So if I don't cut, it will go 10 minutes. But discourse, thought for the clip can be only for 1 minute or 2 minutes, not more than that. So if I can't put it for 5 minutes, that's a fear that I had. But now when I heard that, I said, I can do the cutting here. Once or twice I did that, and that is when I realized that 1978 discussion that Swami had with me here about Telugu. Can you understand Telugu? He asked. Now, 2011, I understood. And every Thursday and Sunday, I prepare the thought for the day religiously because of that, what Swami said. So that, in fact, now there's since we have a repertoire. Because for the past, since 2013, we have been playing that. I have a repertoire with myself itself. Of course, the videos I take from Radio Sai, from YouTube and all, and do the cutting. And of course, Chennai, we have some videos like that. But then I realized how important that particular thing, which Swami mentioned, he did not tell that it's going for this purpose. Now, in fact, I have something else also, which I'll come to later. Some photos I'd like to see. Yeah, this one we had here. as soon as we joined, it was here, there were some steps here. I think Ravi Kumar sir, Narayar sir will know. There's some Nandagopal sir and all. There were some steps here. We used to sit here and take photo, and that is chanting Veda in front of Swami in the college auditorium there. And of course, these are actually, I'm going to show you some old badges. I've got a list of what they are. I don't want to go into it, we do not have time. I'll just show you the badges, which Swami had given to my father as an active worker for various occasions. The occasions I had mentioned it. Of course, if once I share it, you'll get it known, because I don't want, because that will take about 20 items are there. So these are the things. And one more. Yeah. Actually, it's all like birthday celebration, Dasara celebration, Shivaratri, Lingodbhavam, Sevadal conference, all those things like that. And now we come to Bhajans. Bhajan as a Bhajan group. The bottom one here is around 1984, other one is 86. And that is the, okay, I can point it, yeah. That other photo there is the Bhajan Hall in Sundaram, where the photo is the oldest photo that was installed at the time of installing Sundaram. On 1986, actually 1985, Swami called us for an interview, but Swami went inside, so only 8 of us could have, there were 35 of us at that time, but only 8 of us could have the interview because others had left. And next year, none of us wanted, because evening we made the others to sit and told Swami, they missed in the morning. Swami said, fate went off. So next year, 86, we all sat together and Swami said, we'll have an interview. And the best part is, the organization asked, where do you want to have the interview? Because Sundaram interview room is very small, only 8 of us could sit. Beyond that, we can't have it. It's a very, very small place. So we went in the hall, that's how we had this picture. And that's when the 2 incidents there. One is, Swami asked, suddenly, it's not pertaining to bhajans. See, many things, Swami has spoken a lot of things about bhajans in those instructions. There's some more photos like that, where you can see all these bhajan sessions, and that place where you used to stand after bhajan, where Swami used to talk about bhajans. He has corrected bhajans of the boys singing the bhajans, and also milas like that. And he used to change the word. He used to say, this word is not like, for example, I don't think here boys don't sing it like that. We have Brahmanda Naika Baba. In that song, there's Ayodhya Nagari Tumne Banaye, Dwaraka Nagari Tumne Banaye. That's how our singer Devanathan used to sing. But Swami said, Ayodhya Nagari Tumne Banaye, Dwaraka Nagari Tumne Bataye, Shirdi Parti Tumne Basaye. Meaning, he said is, Tumne Banaye was made by them, was constructed, created by them. Ayodhya Nagari. Dwapara spoken of, Bataye. And Shirdi Parti Tumne Basaye, where they lived. Shirdi Baba did not leave Shirdi. And Swami did not leave Parthi. So Swami said that is why. Of course, it may not be true to others because he told us, he may not have told to others also. And one of the bhajan is Sai Hamar, that I'll show as a video clip. And another bhajan is, when Swami came in 2007, we were singing one bhajan, it's a short by Shambho Murari. We were singing Shambho Murari, Shambho Murari, Shankar Murari, like that. But we were told in Chennai, you can't say Shambho is Shiva, Murari is Krishna. You can't bring two together. Of course, our bhajans are in Namavalis. You don't need to go for meaning in Namavali. But then he said, no, you should not do. So he said, you should sing Shambho Purare, Purare, not Murari. You know what? 2007, when Swami was there, we were doing bhajan. When one boy sang this, Swami mentioned Murare. He mentioned that, Murare. He corrected then and there. And another bhajan, I think Krishna Rama Govinda Gokulanandana Gopala. One Mayur, I think he's also in Bangalore. He was singing. He sang for birthday here. He did a program here. He was singing. That song does not have, any line does not have word Sai. So this will like Gopala, Gopala, one line is there. So we made it, the singer, recorded it also with some other singer as Sai Ram, Sai Ram. So Mayur also sang like that. Swami immediately from there said, Sai, Gopala, Gopala. This is how he made the correction. That is, he was very keen on pronunciation, very keen on the meaning, very keen on one more thing is our bhavam, our behavior. in the bhajans or outside. That is what I'm going to tell now. One incident that happened in that bhajan room, bhajan hall. It's nothing to do with bhajan. Swami just asked Bhaskar, said, you people are going as 3 people in a 2-wheeler. Is it right? You know what? The Tirumurti stays in Annanagar and the Bhaskar stays the place beyond. It's in Villivakam, which is beyond Annanagar. So they used to go together. But I was staying in Triplicane, so I used to go to a nearby, and 1.5 kilometers there's a bus stop. From 1.5 kilometers from Sundaram, there's a bus stop. They used to drop me there, that's all. So the triples was done only from Sundaram to Adia Gate Hotel. Just about 1.5 kilometers. That's it. Not even 1 kilometer like that. But then Swami said, no. When it is a rule that you should not do, why should you do that? Same way, while coming to bhajan, don't talk. While going out, don't talk. Just come, because you are coming for bhajan, devotee is also coming for the bhajan. In fact, in the communication matter also said, you are coming for the bhajan, devotees are also coming for the bhajan. Don't distract. So that is applicable to all of us. In fact, he said, don't nod your head. Don't make faces. He used to call one of our singers as castrile face. Why are you having a face like that while singing? Because he used to give variations, and while doing variations, facial expressions will go this way, that way. So it's a castrile face. Why do you do that? And you know what he said? Sit in front of a mirror. Practice. See for you. And one more thing, don't close your eyes, he said. I'm sitting there in front of you. Why do you want to close your eyes, he said. These are instructions, no? And it may have happened in front of him physically, or after he has come to Parthi or Brindavan like that. So this occasion, all these things, we had all these sessions like that. Many teaching, that is teaching about the bhajan, about singing, rendition. After the rendition that I'll come to with respect to Sai Amara later, because luckily I had 2 small clips, I'll do that. And this one. Actually, what happened was, in Abbotsbury when bhajan was going on, Swami is giving darshan, and you can see they are bending and listening to Swami. He was singing that Sai Hamara song. Swami is giving darshan. And towards the end of the song, Swami came and sat on his throne. And they was about to complete the bhajan. You know what Swami did? He looked at his son. He showed, that is, showing his padam, he said, go there for pada namaskar. That is, everybody will know that Swami is going to give us pada namaskar. That's the outward expression he gave. And he looked at the Mahilas and said, you continue. I think if any Mahila member bhajan group is there, she'll realize who was at that time. She'll know this, because immediately you continue. She called us. That is where the devotees were singing. Bhajan was going on. And Swami was asking him to sing that line again, first line, and making corrections. Especially that he used to sing that even in the cassette, if you listen to a Sundaram cassette, it's still like that. Hamara, he would have sang Hamara. Swami said it's not Hamara, it is Hamara. That's the correction he made there. And then he said pronunciation. In fact, you all know, Aarati we sing. There's a particular Mangala Aarathi Anduko. It should not be Enduko, because in Telugu Enduko means why. If you say Mangala Aarathi Enduko, it means why Aarati for you. So Anduko means accept. So pronunciation is very, very important. In fact, we have one more bhajan. Sai Baba Sakala Bhavanike Data. Sakala in Sanskrit means all. But if you have the second sha, Sakala, it means pieces, bits and pieces. If you say Sakala, Sai Baba Sakala, it means bits and pieces. So meaning is very important. Pronunciation is very important. Meaning is very important. And your bhavam. That is, bhavam in the sense, for singing bhavam, that's a different. I don't know, because I'm not an expert in music. I don't know. But you should have the feeling that I'm singing for Swami. And devotees are singing for Swami. That bhavam. That's the thing he wanted us. And that particular I told you. So there's some of the photos in 2007 and this one. I have some incident here. 1990, so in Kodaikanal, we were only about 6 to 7 of us were there. That much boys were there. We did the bhajan for Tamil News Day. And after the bhajan, Swami said, come inside. And you know, Sai Shruti, there's a entrance part, and then the main hall. And main hall, and the dignitaries will be there, students will be there, professors will be there, Swami will be there. But Swami made us stand outside and is talking to us. You'll see the photos also there. that photo and all. That place Swami is talking to us. But after talking, Swami said, I think you'll all be hungry. Why don't you have food? We said, yes, somewhere we are going. No, I'll give here. And he made us sit there itself. And Swami served the food for us in the plate. If you can see Swami doing that. And now in this photo, you can see Swami giving food to Devanathan. The another photo, I think it's previous one. Yeah. The last one, where Swami is giving to me. At that time, same that host matter comes. I'm the host, that comes again. Because while Swami is serving to me, I was in the second row. There were only 2 rows. Beyond that, it's a very cramped place. While doing that, few morsels from the lintel fell on Dev's shirt, on his hand. So immediately Dev kept his, wanted to keep his plate down to wipe out. You know what Swami did? He held his hand. Don't wipe it. I will do it. Because you are my guest. And he immediately instructed Radhakrishnan sir to get tissue paper. And he wiped the morsels from Dev's shirt. Isn't this a lesson for all of us? Now when we walk or when we go in a bus, we trample on somebody. Does anyone say sorry for that now? Many of us don't. We'll just go off like that. But look at our Lord, living by example. He wiped the morsels by himself. He could have asked somebody else to do. But he said, I will do it myself. This is another lesson for us. Because what we do, we must do. In fact, Swami is very clear. His work he did. He never allowed anyone else to do. I think some of the people who have been close with Swami will know, Ravi Kumar sir and others who have been very close, they'll know. Swami will not allow anybody, he will do it by himself. So that is the lesson that we had. That's why I want to show this. Of course, this is the video. Before showing that, I want to mention one more thing. Just a minute. Sorry. Yeah. Will not play it now. I'll just. Once in Kodaikanal, we had gone for darshan, and after darshan, we used to stay in a hotel outside. That hotel is about on the other side. Sai Shruti in Kodaikanal is on one side of the lake, and this hotel is on the other side. So we used to walk. We freshened up. We came for darshan, and when we came, we did not sit together. He was there. I sat with 5-6 people unintentionally. We thought we just spoke there, and here we have come for bhajan, so we thought we were coming for bhajan, that's all. We didn't have any intention to hide things like that. But when Swami came out of the Sai Shruti, stood from the balcony, and he looked at, we were in the first row. He said, he did this. He did this like that. And then went towards the lady's side, came, and Trimurti was the first one sitting there, said, Romba pesiyach in Tamil. That is, spoken too much. You have been speaking too much. Be careful. Immediately Murthy said, Swami, I have not spoken. I'm sitting here, I'm not talking. No, not here. Where is he? He was looking. Then I was sitting about 5-6 boys on the other side, towards the right, left. You and that boy, both of you are talking. Too much talking. Should avoid. And then he came to me and he said, be careful, don't talk much. Why I'm saying this is, this happened in the hotel room. We were just talking. When others were talking, sleeping, we were talking about the bhajans only. Of course, you all know, we'll have some misunderstandings between one another. What both of us had about others, we were talking about it, that's all. Just a kind of a gossip about that. But Swami said no. This is what I said. About the triples matter and this, Swami is not physically present. But he told us. Now, you may ask one thing. You people had the direct interaction with Swami. But many of you now, some of you might not have seen Swami physically. Some of you might have heard Swami, about Swami and all. So what is the takeaway for you? Here, this is where the person who introduced me mentioned about one particular incident. I would like to share it in detail. By about 2014, we had completed 60 volumes of cassette, not audio albums, because 56 came in cassette and 3 came in CDs, CD format. Volume 1 was done in 1985, Volume 2 in 1986, then 1989, 1991, 93, 94, like that. In those times, right from Volume 1 to Volume 33, recording was in bigger spools. If you have seen the older movies where you have the audio recording shown, you can see that. The spool is of a, it will be very, 32 inch, they say something like that. It's a very, like this, it will be of this diameter, like. And that will be, it will be on one side. They'll remove the tape, take it to the, through the head to the other side, other spool, and tied. And that's how the recording is to be done. Even now we have the master spools. But when we wanted to do this CD, sorry, MP3, I was telling Shravanam, it's better we do, because CD was also out of date by that time, 2014. Then he said, Anna, one problem. Do you have CD masters for all the cassettes? I said, we have the CD masters only 57, 58, 50, 60, like that. I don't have the CD master. Actually, I was part of making CD master earlier, but I completely forgot after my accident. So I said, I don't have it. We have only spools, because spools were kept in Sundaram. So I know about it. CD masters, I don't have, I said. Then he said, if that be the case, it's very difficult now, because for MP3 we require CD masters. So boys group, there was some Mahilas, very good singers, all India Reddy singers. Actually, one senior member of Mahila Bhajan group, Girija auntie and Kamala Sarthi auntie. Girija auntie has written a book in Tamil on the genesis of next time, the group next time when I come. On by 1981, Devanand sir was singing by that time as a Sevadal, so he only brought in other people. And that's how we all joined. And we started. In 82 when Swami came, he was very happy. That's how this group started. But recording portion also in 1985, when people are saying Sundaram Bhajan was nice, and a lot of other devotees were asking, why didn't you record and all? So one thing was, as an organization, if we do recording, it's a commercial thing. Organization cannot enter into commercial activities. So people asked Swami, you know what Swami has told at the time? In 1985, go ahead. It's a good thing, because you do a lot of service for medical service, because we had the Sai Kripa functioning in the early 70s itself in Chennai. Sai Kripa, the medical wing of the organization. Sai Kripa used to function every Sunday. So you require money for that. Go ahead, he told. And one more thing that was, if we have to do recording of bhajans, it should be Mahilas and gents together for practice. But as per rule, you should not do. You know what Swami has told at that time? Don't worry. Elders are there, like Kamala Sarthi auntie is there. She will take care. This is what Kamala Sarthi auntie is actually, she's the grandmother of, you have your former controller. Before this, there was one controller. His grandmother, she's stayed in Chennai. She is there, don't worry, nothing will happen. This is how permission is given for that. And the first recording, I still remember 4 cassettes we brought it. We had practice sessions at Sundaram with both Mahilas and gents. And that's how we started, and that was in the spool. After 34, we did track recording. There's only 4 tracks. And now we have 150 tracks. In recording, we have about 125 tracks like that. Now we can do that. But that time, it was 2 tracks. If somebody makes a mistake, we have to redo the whole song. We have to practice at Sundaram. We have to go in the studio, practice before the recording, because nothing should go wrong. So if somebody makes a small mistake, the whole thing will have to be done again. But when a track came, singers had the opportunity, singers and other instrumentalists had the privilege of redoing. But tabla, no, because tabla was the main thing. So tabla mistake, whole thing will have to come again. But if singer makes a mistake in Shruti, she can do it, he can do it. If an instrumentalist does that can be done. But now, even tabla need not, because just that we have the meter, the chrome meter, something like that, which tuck, tuck, tick, tick, like they do that, and then tabla is added later. Now, This is the genesis that I have seen with respect to. Mind you, I do not know to play tabla when I joined the group. I have not, first time when I played tabla, it was because there was nobody coming for tabla. Since I was sitting alone, I said, why don't you try? So they said, try. And it's not like what we have here. I used to have the daga on my lap and the tarang on my right. That's how I played, because I did not know about how to play also. For me to talk of recording like this, I remember only one thing. Swami says, you are one, but that zero is there. If the one is added, it becomes 10. If 2 zeros, becomes 100. Likewise, Swami did all these things. But for that, it did not happen. Now, coming back to the other incident. When I wanted to do this MP3, when I knew that it is not possible, my accident, so I don't know who that person was. I said, look, I don't understand. He said, no, sir, one Mr. Kumar gave your number. Where there was one Kumar, along with Devanathan, there's one Kumar. He was also leading, and he was doing this recording work, all the background work. And I used to assist him in the background, like editing work. That time used to be editing is cutting. The spool, we had to take it, and we had one senior most engineer from HMV. He used to take the tape and say, this portion we have Om, this portion we have Paramam Paitran, will say. It's just a tape, but he could identify. It's not like your digital tape where you got the number, meter. There's not meter like that, but he used to cut it and keep it and say, this portion is Aarati song. This portion is this bhajan, he'll say. Like that we have done it. So that Kumar has given my number. And the reason is, they said, look, we are now closing down our business, because by 2014, audio business had come to a close. All the studios that I mentioned, they are not there. AVM studios, Sangeeta, all of them have stopped. But of course, recording is going on because it's in one room. Even in your house, you can have recordings. If you have a foolproof room and a proper software, you can do the recording now. That's what is happening now in Chennai or in Mumbai also. But so they stopped it. They wanted to close down. At that time, he said, sir, when I was closing down, I saw some masters of yours. Can you come and collect it? I said, what masters? About 56 CDs are there, sir. CD, they're all masters of your volumes. Imagine my happiness at that time. The requirement is, thing is, if Swami decides, Swami plans, it will happen. It has to happen. And it has been happening. That I have seen. Whether I was here, when I left here, I had no clue. Then I had to join BA in philosophy. Then I said, okay, this is my area. I did MA philosophy. I did my MPhil, I did my PhD. Even after doing PhD, I did not know what to do, because there were only 3 colleges offering philosophy in Chennai. How to get a job? So I thought, okay, let me learn some language. I learned some German for 2 years and Sanskrit diploma and all. So when I went for an interview in 1995, 1996, because those 3 colleges are government aided colleges, so they'll have their restriction reservation. So OC will not get it. So I do not know, 1990 I went for an interview, but there were about 5-6 people with PhD, so I did not get. I was studying PhD at that time. I did not get, but this time I had completed PhD. But because of all these things, I could do that. But one thing is, Swami mentioning again one thing. But one thing is, Swami mentioning again one thing. I said, no, even now I mentioned, because all these degrees I got. But that's not the case, which I understood later. I got the job in March 1996. September 1996, I accompanied the Balvika's children for a drama. You know, there was one auntie, Saundra auntie in Chennai. She had done about 40 dramas in front of Balvika's dramas in front of Swami. And luckily, Swami's grace, I could play tabla for about 10-12 dramas. That time, 1996, after my getting job, of course, government policy was that only after registration things were, regulations were there, and I got my first salary only 6 months later. At that time, I was coming to Parthi for a drama. So I thought I had some amount I thought I should give to Swami. as a mark of my devotion like that. Swami, after the drama next day, Swami is giving Padanamaskam to the children on the other side, to the Mahila members on the other side. Then he came towards us, myself and my music group, the makeup set group, and the scene sitting group, we are sitting together. Swami is coming with a pant shirt, because for the girls and the Mahila, Swami had given sari. Swami is coming towards us with a pant shirt. And Swami is first, he was handing over to me, and I'm handing over the check to Swami. Without realizing what is it's a mistake on my part. You know what Swami said? Na vanakatara, ni enakatariya. That is, I am giving to you and you are giving it back to me. There are two things. Literally, you can say Swami is giving the dress and I am giving the check. You can take it literally like that. But the inner meaning I understood, because the job that I got, but for him I would not have got. Because one of my senior teachers, retired teachers, he said, look, Chandru, even this time you will not get it. Because it's going for another category, not for OC. You will not get it. If you want, you go talk to Baba. You see that he talks to somebody and get things. I said, sorry, Swami will not do all these things. I can only pray, that's all I said. And fortunately, I got my job at that time. If not, I should have gone to another place. Because Chennai had only 3. There are other places. If you go to Germany, if you go to other places, you've got a lot of philosophy centers. There are places. But since I wanted to stay in Chennai, there was only this opportunity. But then Swami ensured that. So there's one more thing. Lesson. Na vanakta. I am giving it to you. You are giving it back to me. That is, the job is what I have handed over to you. And what's the purpose of you giving back to me like that? And one more thing is, here in thrice session, of course, we were not allowed for thrice session. We used to come do bhajan for our Tamil New Year's Day. One particular thing, 1995. After the bhajan, we were given accommodation in the old hostel. So we were staying there and we were relaxing after the bhajan, getting ready for dinner. Then suddenly somebody came and said, from our Tamil Nadu person, hey, come on, boys, come, Swami is calling. I said, what for? No, Swami is calling inside Trai. That time students were not there. Students had gone for vacation. Only some dignitaries were there. So Swami called us. So the full group went inside. Boys alone. So one thing is, we boys will be together always. Because even if somebody gets a chance, the others will get a chance. Only for that sake. So we all went there. And in front of all those people, Swami is talking to us about bhajans. And then suddenly, what do you do? What are you doing? So I said, I'm doing PhD. One person said he's doing BTech. One person said he's in business. One person said he's working in a private firm like that. Everybody. Then Swami looked at senior member, I think Professor, I think Justice Bhagwati, I think. Looked at Chusava, Mana Pillalu. See how good they are. Why I'm saying this is, Swami has done this to our students. I think Ravi Kumar sir and all will know. When, in fact, now also the person who introduced here was mentioning, when M.S. Subbulakshmi had come, boys are singing, Swami is telling that to the students, you people made mistakes here and there. But when M.S. Ma came, Swami said, how is my students? Swami, they are very good singing. That's the way he creates to all of us. Same way he said, look, Chusava, they're doing very good. Apart from doing Swami's work, they're doing this. So that is the thing, type of people we have, Swami is telling. And then he asked, suddenly he asked, that was my first interaction in Swami with Trai. Of course, after that interview, near the Jula, Swami is sitting in the Jula and he was talking. And then suddenly, one of you, Swami, one thing is, Swami is to call us, Sundaram Bhajan group boys, as Mandir boys. So he said, hey boys, one of you come and give a talk. We were totally stunned. Of course, happy but stunned. What to talk suddenly? So we were keeping quiet, looking at each other. And then one boy, Niranjan, had the guts to go and give a speech in front of Swami. And while talking, he gave a lot of things about people waiting for Swami and how Swami, when he comes, how people crave and all. Swami is very happy with his speech. And he's so happy, he blessed him. And then that day's whole thing was over. Next day, he called us again. He called the same Niranjan to give us talk again. After which he said, hey, Tabla, you come talk. So I went there, I spoke about these incidents, that cycle incident and things like that I mentioned. And when I was mentioning, he was looking at the Tirumurti. Because these incidents happened, these two incidents, the cycle and the talking, happened with him only. He was looking at that boy. And then said, hey, you come. He made him, that Tirumurti also, to come and talk in front of Swami near the Jula. And after which, he made us sit under his feet and was talking to us. All other boys were sitting a bit away from us. But while doing that, this Murti had the guts to ask, Swami, please come to Chennai. You have not come for some time. Swami said, hey, unity illa. Unity illa. He said that. Of course, this happened 96, 95. Swami came to Chennai in 97. But what is expected of Swami to be here? That is the takeaway. Unity. Unity amongst us. Of course, Swami says unity, purity, divinity and all. Forget about the second part, purity, divinity. That unity. We need to have that. And one more thing is how Swami is caring about our personal life. I told you 95, I mentioned that, so I was doing PhD. Prior to that, I was studying PhD. Once he said, hey, are you not ashamed? How long are we doing PhD? You know, my boys, they take only 2 years. We're taking so many years, he said. Of course, I was taking that many years for my personal gain because I was getting scholarship from UGC for my research. That scholarship is for 5 years. So I was just extending like that. But minimum period for PhD is 2 years only in Chennai also, if you had done MPhil. That's what Swami is mentioning. So look at the way, the concern. He need not, he can ask me about tabla, he can ask me about bhajans. But why about my PhD? In fact, my guide, who is a Jesuit priest in Chennai, he used to tell me, do your fast, do your work fast, do your work fast. I had done it, but I had not given it to him because for this scholarship. Because if I submit a scholarship, will stop. And I have to be without any money till my job. Of course, my brothers were there. They said, you do, we'll take care of you. But then at that age, no, without salary, it will be a bit of a feeling, no? So I was keeping quiet. Then she had asked, what has happened to this Chandrasekar? I was telling him for last 1 year, he never did anything. But now, he started working so fast. So one of my friends told, this is what has happened. Being a Jesuit priest, he said, what? Baba asks about all these things? Because they know Baba is a saint, a God man like that. But when he knew that Swami is asking about studies, about our well-being, about our status, about our work. In fact, when Swami asked about the people, one person said he's working in a private firm, one person said he's working in a bank, one person said he was doing construction business. One person said he was working in a company providing lifts and all. So I was asking about all these things. That is the mother that Swami is. He takes care of all of us. This, be assured that he need not be there physically. I am going to tell one more incident, which is not pertaining to me, but I saw that. In Kodaikanal, after Swami's Bhajans, Swami came inside and he was sitting with the students and teachers and dignitaries. There's a bunch of letters. Swami was looking to see, he did not open the letters. Then he pulled out one letter, showed it to all of us. To whom is it addressed? We said, Swami, it's addressed to you. From address irka. Is there a from address? I said, no from address. Then he said, this letter contains these details. That is, it has come from some place and there they have constructed a temple, a bhajan hall for Swami. They have mentioned about the measurement area of the hall. Mentioned about the amount taken to spend for constructing. He mentioned all these things. He has not opened the letter. He mentioned all these things. And then looked at one student. He said, hey, come, read it, he said. He asked the student to read Swami's letter. That student said, Swami, how can you read? It's your letter. No, I'm telling you, read. You know what? When he read, whatever measurement that Swami mentioned was there in that letter. So because Swami mentioned the measurements also, so that measurement was also there. And the final punch was later. After he read all these things, whatever Swami said, he read every bit of it. At the end of it, Swami just pulled the letter from him, pulled it, literally pulled it, and said, don't read beyond this because it's about you. It's about the person who was reading the letter because the letter has come from his parents. That he told after that, you know, your father has written this letter. Till this line, it's about the bhajan hall, but after this, it's about you. It is between me and your father, so don't read. This is what happened. Swami has not opened his. In fact, I used to make fun. My mother used to write letters. Now, what's the fun? I used to make fun. But this was a real eye-opener. He does not need to read. It's an occasion. I have seen. We have done it. The boys also used to do. Just give a letter to Swami because that's an occasion to touch Swami. So that Swami comes near and takes a letter. There will be nothing. We used to do that. But here, this is not at all required for him. The same thing now. In fact, for us, to leave the body is a problem. For him, body is the constraint. For us, leaving the body is a constraint. For him, being in the body is because he is cowed down by a lot of. Now, he can do anything that he wants. Please have it in mind. Now we go to this video. We'll play that. Can you play that now? There are two videos of the same bhajan. There is bhajan before correction and bhajan after correction. Because what happened is, after correction, next day when I told, when Swami asked to sing, the same Devanan sang that bhajan, and so at that time Swami had walked into the devotee side. But when Dev sang the same way, Swami walked back to him straight and stood in front of him and did the correction. Please play this video. That's the Murti. He's talking to the Tirumurti. This is the Tirumurti temple. You see Dev singing there. Maybe just fast forward a bit. Here, see. Now Milas is singing. Next one. Play this. Next, yeah. Yeah, play this. But Hamara, see how he's going back now. That's the correction. Okay, this is the correction that he did. That is, I'm sorry about the quality because I had taken it from the VHS cassette of those days. This VHS cassette we had not played for quite some time, and when I took that, that's why the discussion was there. And some of the points that I wanted to mention, some of this I already mentioned, and only a few things I want to mention here. One more thing for practice. When Swami mentioned about practice, about the Shruti and all, he said, I will provide you a room in Sundaram. We have this room, bhajan room that we have, the practice room, where we have instruments and all. That's the place Swami allotted to us for practice. And said, practice full-throated. And he gave the example of Ghantashala. old singer, playback singer. The way he used to practice, he mentioned about how he used to practice and told us we must do it like that. And one more thing is, how Swami knows what happened is, 1993 when there was an interview here, whole full group was there. Of course, I was not to be there, but then I came and I was telling some of them some time back how Swami was playing with us because I was not to be there. And then I came, and that's when Swami asked about communication. But later, there was another group, a family, who had come for ear piercing ceremony for their small daughter. They wanted to have a picture with Swami, group photo. They had a professional camera with tripod and all. So they said, Swami, we want to have photo. Swami said, okay. But who will take the picture? Because all of them wanted to stand with Swami. It's a professional camera, DSLR. We don't know, nobody knows what to do. So autofocus, that time phone was not there. Autofocus fine. Then Swami adjusted the camera and giving instructions to all of them to stand. We were looking at him like this. What is he going to do? But he did the photo and Swami was very happy. So, Bangar, he said, and went off. Yes. So I think I don't want to, already have taken 1.5 hours. There's a problem with teachers. Once you get a mic, once you get people, we'll talk. So I'm very sorry I've taken much of your time. I've got some more points, I don't want to go into that now. It's already 1.5 hours. So I really would like to thank Swami and the organizers for thinking of me at this juncture. I should have done it last week on online mode. But Swami had decided to have it here. And the responsibility is on me now. This should go on well. They started in 2011. It was going on well till 2020, till the COVID came. 2 years it was not done. Now they are starting again. So I pray to Bhagwan that to bless all of us, and especially these people who are organizing, for them to bring more and more speakers, to give more and more information, anecdotes, lessons that Swami started. Because one thing is, reading Swami's literature is one thing, high philosophy. But given in simple terms, I can tell you, high philosophy in simple terms, be it Brahman, Atman, be it Advaita, be it Prajnanam Brahma, whatever it is, very simple terms he tells. But more than that, his interactions give us a lot of, in fact, I told you about help over hurt now. There's one particular thing which I try to follow as a control of examinations in college. I'm the control of examinations in college for the past 5 years. One thing, you cannot always oblige, but you can speak obligingly. This Swami tells. And I have to do that because when I don't publish, in fact, yesterday we had published results for the last semester. I'm getting messages, sir, I have not received my result, I have not received my result. There are quite a few reasons why the result was not published for them. I had to explain to them. During COVID, people are submitting answer sheets online, through mail. But some mails did not come to us. Some had returned back. One boy comes and tells me, sir, you are not in front of me. He's telling the principal, sir, I wrote the exam, sir, but control of examinations, I have not published my results. Then I said, what happened to your? No, sir, I got result, only one paper. I said, did you check your mail? He said, no, sir, I have sent it, sir, I know. I said, your sent box will be there. But has it returned back to you? Have you checked your inbox? When I checked it, it was there. He has not opened the inbox. He's only seen the sent box, maintained that. He sent it. One boy sent a different paper. Now, how to handle these people? And the person who sent a different paper argues, sir, and he's bring another person, he brought another person to tell, sir, he's anyway given a paper, sir. I said, he should give this paper, not that paper. I had to explain that. Now, if I show my anger, definitely I will get angry. Anybody will get angry. In fact, one thing, when I say that I can get angry, imagine Swami has been looking at us. He knows what we have done. Yet, next time he calls Bangaru. Whether it is for us or for elders, he has mentioned some people, these people have done this, but then he has spoken to them. He has shown love to them. When this boy comes and tells me, I am angered, but I should not show my anger. Because if I show that, he will go to the principal or he will go to the secretary Swamiji, because our college is run by Ramakrishna Mutt. say it politely. This is what Swami has taught us. This is what Swami lived for. That's why he said, my life is my message first. But later on he said, your life is my message. Later on Swami said that, your life is my message, which means we have the responsibility on us. Because when people see us, here goes a Sai student, here goes a Sai devotee, that should be the impact that we should create. Whether I'm able to do it 100% or not, I don't know. But many people other than me will know what I'm doing. But to some extent, to the extent that's possible, I'm trying to do that. Same thing I expect from my brothers here. You're all my brothers. In fact, I tell my students also, I may be a teacher, but treat me as a brother. Same way, brothers, take this as an opportunity for us to take forward Swami's mission. Swami can do it even without us. There's many things he has told. In fact, in one interview in Chennai, I'm just going, in the 85 interview, when all the others had gone, we were waiting and we were telling, you know what Swami said? Swami came thrice to the interview room. I was pleading, Swami, please, Swami, please, Swami. You know what he said? Hey, do you think I'm like you? You have no work at all. But you know what? I have to take care of my devotees. I have to take care of the institutions, university. I have to take care of organization. 3 matters. That time hospital was not there. This happened in 1985. I have to take care of all these things. What about you? You have nothing. You eat breakfast, come here, go. That's all. Now, in spite of that much of activity, just ask your seniors how Swami was. How Swami was moving with us. Just like an ordinary person, just like a mother, just like a brother, just like in fact, in Swami in one interview he said, just call me Sai, I'll come Oyi. He's mentioned it in one of the discourse. I'll just come running. Who else will tell? Even our brother, sister, father, mother will not tell. They'll be there, but not like this. So that is Swami for us. So have that in mind and get good name for the institution and get good name for yourself, your parents, and do well in your personal life also, because Swami is very, very our Swami. So have that in mind, and I think I'll stop it because I will be going on and on. So I thank Swami for this wonderful opportunity. I thank all of you for your patient hearing, and thank the organizers for thinking of me. Thank you so much. Sai Ram to all of you.
श्री साईश्वरं सुन्दररूपं कनकाम्बरधरं करुणामूर्तिं
Dinner with Bhagwan. You can dream about it, but nothing is lost. But I'm sure you will get it in your lifetime. Getting attention with Bhagwan is very important. Communication. Communicating something, but like we communicate one-to-one. That was another very interesting lesson. Normally we chant Gayatri Mantra to reach the Lord, but Sir was very fortunate that Swami performed the Upanayana personally and whispered the Gayatri Mantra to his ears. And I think his whole family was blessed. Sometimes we are also envious, that as a student now, I think I should have spent more time in the music or in the Vedam, which I missed in my career. So for students like you, if you want to do well in life, the easiest shortcut is learn Vedam, learn music, because Sir was very good in tabla. I was not good in music or tabla. So to put it in a lighter vein, but if you want to be with Bhagwan and imbibe his lesson, his teachings, if you look at Sir's career, phenomenal. The amount of PhDs he has done, the amount of education he has done. It looks very simple, but to reach that level of depth and understanding, I think we young generation should realize the eye for detail, And to have an attention span to sit like this, first of all, I would like to congratulate the boys. Because we used to sit for Bhagwan for 2-3 hours. But you were sitting today, it's a lesson in patience. So without taking much of the time now, I could request our warden sir to give the bouquet to Chandrasekar sir.
Sri Sai Ishwaram Sundararupam Kanakamparadharam Karunamurtim Sarvajanapriya Premaswarupam Puttapartishwara Satyanarayanam
I would request Chandrasekar sir to wait. Now I would request Murthy sir to please decorate Chandrasekar sir with a shawl as a token of our gratitude. I have some few announcements to make. I would like to thank the Sevadal and the digital Samarpan team, which is now trying to become physical. We will do a better job and we'll become better with every edition. The next month Samarpan, the 141st edition of Samarpan will be on February 26th, and it will be with one of our own students, Mr. Dinkar Kadam. He will be addressing you. And the last ritual today in this hall is the Aarti, which I would request Chandrasekar sir to perform to Bhagwan. Jai Sai Ram.
जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता गुरुदेवमु मरियन्तयु नीवे स्वामी मरियन्तयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नागेन्द्राशयना ॐ जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी साई महादेवा सत्य साई महादेवा मंगल हारति अंदुपु मंगल हारति अंदुपु मंदर गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।
Sai Ram, today we will have a Trai Pradakshina. The sequence is students followed by ladies and then the gents devotees. So we'll be doing the Trai Pradakshina now immediately and followed by Prasadam. Another important announcement is next Sunday we will be having on 29 January Tapovana Parayana from 6:30 a.m. onwards till midnight. So I would request all devotees to make it next Sunday and make the Parayana a memorable experience. Jai Sai Ram.